is the Final Lap Weekly.
On the final lap with us once again is driver of the number 18 Joe Gibbs Toyota. That's got a nice ring to it. Daniel Hemric, welcome back to the program.
Hey, yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
All right, so, you have had one solid start to the 2021 season. You've got to be pretty pleased about that.
Yeah, it's for sure been solid. Everyone on this Poppy Bank Toyota Super team has done an incredible job of being prepared and showing up to the racetrack and doing our jobs. I say it's been solid, but for sure not stellar, right? We know we want to show up and bring more speed and contend more so where we can lead laps and win stages, but we're slowly but surely turning the corner towards that, and very excited about what's to come here.
I think you turned some heads back at Las Vegas, finishing second. A very, very good performance there, and I think people are talking about that win. You're knocking on the door.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? I knew when I was fortunate enough to get the call and had the opportunity to come run full-time for Joe Gibbs this year that I knew that, we have to have performances like that in order to keep myself and keep our race team relevant so we can continue to have success for a long time to come. So Vegas, hopefully, like I said, was the start of what we all expect of one another as we started this season. So it's good to turn the corner and get things pointing in the right direction.
How did the whole deal come about with Joe Gibbs Racing? Was that something that was on the table, or was it a surprise, or what other things were on the table for you?
Yeah, obviously, you know how silly season can be. And as, last year running, partial schedule in the Xfinity Series, and really the first time I'd been partial schedule since my late model days, to be honest with you. And that was a tough spot to be in. So when you're in that spot, you're knocking on any door possible, picking the phone up and always communicating. But, I think it really came to fruition because of the relationship that I've been able to form with some of the folks over at JGR over the years. We've tried to put deals together for whatever reason, just timing and the way things lined up, it just didn't work out that particular time. But I am a man of faith of knowing things work out the way they're supposed to, when they're supposed to, and that's what I feel like the situation is. The timing worked out. It was right for Joe Gibbs Racing. It was right for myself in my career and where I'm at currently, and obviously, and our partners thought the same thing. So it's cool to see it all come together. Now I'm looking forward to the challenge ahead of trying to bring home the ultimate goal, which is a 2021 NASCAR Xfinity Series championship back to JGR, and I'm so thankful, so humbled to be the guy to get a chance to go do that for them.
So what's it like heading to the racetrack? You're heading there each and every week with equipment that, it's the top notch in the Xfinity Series for sure, as well as the Cup Series. What's it like when you walk up to the car and it's like, all right, let's get it done?
In all reality, it's racing the way it should be. It's competitiveness the way it should be. I've been given some incredible opportunities over the years, and I'm proud to say that I, as well as the folks I've worked with at other organizations, have seen and been a part of substantial growth inside other organizations. But, to jump in a JGR Toyota Super in the Xfinity Series, like I'm fortunate enough to do now week in and week out, I'm telling you, it makes, not only getting on the airplanes, flying to these racetracks week in and week out, but it makes the debriefs interesting. It literally just brings life to every aspect of preparation and as well as execution and what you expect out of yourself. So, we all grow up racing that way, at least trying to race that way. When you get to this level, it's harder and harder to find yourself a part of a situation like that, but don't take it for granted, not one bit, not one day, not 1 second of how grateful I am to be in this situation, and look forward to not only showing up and having shots, but making the most of those shots.
When you're heading to your first pit stop of the race and you're heading down pit road, what's the confidence level in your pit crew?
Oh, listen, I think my guys that jump over the wall in this Poppy Bank Super are the best on pit road. The leadership, with my crew chief, Dave Rogers, and what he expects out of them and he expects out of me, that's one thing. But, this group, continuity-wise, they've been together for a while now. They actually are Denny Hamlin's FedEx Camry crew on Sundays, led by Chris Gapehart, the crew chief over there. So, we've all maintained and built a good relationship. Obviously, I'm the newest one, the biggest variable of the group currently, but let me tell you, man, those guys are unbelievable at what they do, and there's no better feeling than when the caution comes out, knowing that they got your back, and they're for sure going to do everything they can to gain you 2 or 3 spots. That's that's unbelievable to think about.
What, I mean, you mentioned you're the newest on the team. What's the communication like, and how long does it take for you to gel with, say, your crew chief and your spotter?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that varies with each situation, depending on personality types and whatnot. But, Dave Rogers and I, he's been around the sport a long time. He's worked with a lot of different drivers. And honestly, you just got to put the work in. Obviously, it's less than ideal amongst the pandemic, trying to build relationships and whatnot. You can't have as much FaceTime and just, legitimate time together. So the time you do get, you got to make the absolute most out of. And I thought Dave and I have done that throughout the off season, and especially as we've, started the year here. And spotter wise, I've always loved and really enjoyed listening to Tony Hirschman on the radio with his dealings with Kyle Busch on Sundays, and always thought, man, this guy is incredible the way he's able to articulate what's going on and paint that picture for the driver, so you don't have to think about it. I knew when I made this decision collectively with JGR that I wanted him to be the guy up on top of the roof, and it's been really cool to see it work out the way it has.
We're on with Daniel Hemric, and there seems to be, I mean, obviously your deal is exciting, but there seems to be a extra excitement overall about NASCAR, Cup Series, Xfinity Series, the whole thing about the 2021 season. I mean, is it just because of COVID, everybody's happy to have something to latch onto?
I think there's a lot of things, right? I mean, yeah, you don't know what's so good until it's gone, I guess, is something like the old saying goes. But, us all being under a break for so long last year with all sports, not just NASCAR, it's so cool to see the excitement around, everything sport-wise, and especially our sport of NASCAR right now. I think between that, the inclusion we have going on with bringing in folks, knowing that we're welcoming all, and we're slowly but surely welcoming more and more fans back to the racetrack, and that's so cool to see. I miss not having the fans. I miss having the fans there. We're looking forward to the days of having it back to what it was. But until then, it's cool to see the excitement wrapped around what all we have going on, and for sure one of the coolest seasons I've been a part of, and different venues and everything we have going on. Just a lot to talk about, and a lot of really cool stuff happening inside our sport.
You drive a Toyota Supra in the Xfinity Series. Have you had a chance to drive one of the production models? Those things look fast.
They are fast. My teammate Harrison Burton has one. I've only had a chance to sit there and kind of just gaze off at it there in the parking lot. But
he won't let you drive it?
No, honestly, I haven't asked. But I figure my time will come. But Toyota does a great job of getting us hooked up with vehicles, and I've been fortunate enough to be driving around Toyota Sequoia. I am a dad now, so I need more room. So the Supra is great for on the racetrack. The Sequoia is great for off the racetrack. Yeah,
absolutely. And tell me about your Mobile One moments. I noticed those on your social media accounts.
Yeah, so Mobile One's a huge part of what we get to do at JGR, and obviously with everything that Toyota Racing and TRD does for us drivers. So, Mobile One's a huge part of that as well, between our fitness and being a sponsor of our efforts on that side, away from the racetrack. And it's cool to be able to go into the production room there on Mondays and talk about a highlight of your weekend. And that's what we do with the folks there at TRD. And obviously Mobile One steps up, and it's a big partner of ours to do that. So, yeah, it's cool to just give a little different insight, not just hey, I had a fast race car this weekend, but hey, let me tell you about this one thing that really crossed my mind in the middle of the race. And that's what the Mobile One moments are about. I think we've now done 2 or 3 of them. So, yeah, hopefully we can keep that going throughout the year.
Last couple of minutes here with Daniel Hemric, and let's talk about the schedule heading into this weekend. A bad, fast 1.5 mile oval at Atlanta. You got to be looking forward to that, I'm sure.
Oh, let me tell you, Atlanta is without a doubt one of the greatest racetracks in the country for sure on our NASCAR schedule. And so excited to know we get to go back here and really, elbows up. You got to drive the cars so hard, but all the way to the limit of not slipping a tire. The guy who can manage his stuff prevails, and you definitely get some old short track racing feel when you're racing there, because you got to be really, really disciplined. So, yeah, really, really pumped to get back to Atlanta. It's also kind of like a home race for us, only being a couple hours down the road, and yeah, I look forward to going down there and putting on a show.
After that, then it's like complete opposite with Martinsville, right?
Yeah, Martinsville, the place, I haven't been in a few years since my last Cup here there in 2019. So I'm looking forward to getting there. My crew chief, Dave Rogers, he has Martinsville circled. He loves that place. He's loved it since day one as a crew chief, from what he tells me. So I told him I need him to bail me out. I've never had great success there, but he feels really good about the Toyota Supra he can bring me. So yeah, I'm pumped to get there and see what he's got for me.
What are they doing to you guys? And then after Martinsville, I mean, it's Talladega. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's going to be two bigger polar opposites, right? Which is, hey, that's the story of our schedule, man. Between the road courses, we got some, obviously not on the Xfinity side, but we got some dirt races added in. Going from Paperclip there at Martinsville to Talladega. It's quite the whirlwind of a schedule, which is so much fun. I think you have to be so diverse now more than ever as a driver in NASCAR in general, let alone NASCAR Xfinity Series. And, we had a strong showing at Daytona last time when we were out at a super speedway. Our teammates worked extremely well together for about 95% of the race. Didn't quite execute the full race, but I think when we go back to Talladega, you'll see more of that.
All right. His name is Daniel Hemric. He now drives the number 18 Joe Gibbs Toyota in the Xfinity Series. Thanks so much for being on the program, and best of luck throughout the season.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on. Always good chatting with you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Like us at Facebook.com/The Final Lap. Like us.